So I call media buyer as like someone who is a very calculative gambler. Okay. He knows that, okay, what all games are played in these casinos. He knows what all bids are going on. And he understands what all I need to bid on, how I need to perform, on what I need to bid. Okay. What creative, what ad sets, what copies I need to bid to get best results for my client. So media buyer is a very specific term for a particular platform, and performance marketing is a little more broader term who oversees the entire paid acquisition channel for an agency or a brand.
Welcome to yet another podcast series of Haris&Co. And we've been bringing a lot of amazing people to this podcast and sharing a lot of valuable information. But today, we have someone whose screenshots and whose stories and whose LinkedIn posts are being, so for so many people after seeing his post thinks, okay, I need to start a business and give my ad accounts to Abdul or AB to scale it to a what 6 figure, seven figure revenue. So I've been seeing a lot of his posts. I've been seeing a lot of his stories, and every story speaks. Okay, this month we have got like 50 lakhs, 1 crore. Let me scale to the next level, next level. So he only thinks about bigger numbers. That's what something, and he's very fearless, very fearless. Just like our tagline says, fearless and authentic. He's very fearless in building revenues of his clients. So we wanted to bring him. We were having quite a lot of discussion with each other. I mean, asking him when can we have you in. I mean, when can we have Abdul in the podcast? I'll try to bring him to Kerala, but no, he's not ready for that. So finally, let's hear it from Abdul. Welcome to our podcast, Abdul.
Thanks a lot, Harris. Thanks for amazing words. It's actually an honor to be invited. I think this is my first podcast. I've been sharing a lot of insights, but I think, yeah, this could be an amazing platform to get started with the content journey. So, yeah, the
Definitely.
pleasure is all mine. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing one of your I think followers shared how can we you've been sharing a lot of stories, but how can we pick your brain, man? You need to share some information also. Don't keep all your secrets with you. So finally, this is going to be the first session where you share some secrets, right?
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, I would want to start with your background, your journey. Like, how do you end up in this performance marketing and media buying, Vogera, and what gives you, I would say, what gives you energy in or passion in continue to do this, continue to learn more, continue to build that level of marketing or revenue towards the client?
Great. So, yeah, introducing myself, I've been like a regular engineer. I completed my engineering in 2019. I started a normal IT job, and I saw a couple of people, like, they might be like at this point sharing their results and how e-commerce industry is booming in India. And I wanted to do something apart from my regular job. I was not satisfied with what I was doing in terms of my job. And it took a lot of thought process and a lot of fear that do I want to start, and I just gave a go ahead once. And in the first month itself, after like following a couple of people on YouTube, just checking and talking to other people, experts, I generated 6 lakhs of revenue in the first month of my dropshipping e-commerce store that I started. And that was like a gateway kind of thing to the world of e-commerce, that okay, this is more than I make in a year. I just made the revenue in 1 month. So that was like a phenomenal epiphany. I'd say that, okay, I need to be in this industry. I started showing the results to a couple of my friends in the agencies and just asking them if they can share a reference to to a couple of clients. And that's how I started a little bit of freelancing in this. And I think, yeah, more and more you spend money in performance marketing, the more you learn. It's like, be it, you go to a lot of lectures, you go to a lot of courses, but as soon as you do something practical, you get the learning. That's when your actual learning starts. So yeah, that has been always the motivation to help the clients make more money. Yeah.
What's your education background?
I completed engineering and mechanical
How
engineering in
old are you, if I can ask? Sorry.
20 25 25.
Oh my God, you're so young. So see, so like as you have discussed, the The more you spend, the more you get adrenaline rush. I remember the first time I started experiencing Shopify. Shopify has this very small activity called bringing a sound of ting when you get a
Yeah,
sale.
touching sound. Yeah.
Yeah. So initially, when we used to, I mean, when I used to get that sound, it was like an adrenaline rush. Every time I used to check in, I mean, Shopify store,
Yes.
and okay,
Yes.
one sale, two sale, wow. When to like, if I don't get any sound till the afternoon, I'll be frustrated.
It's a little depressing. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a point of time where it becomes like a distraction, or this becomes like a you don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
So that is how we all learn Shopify
Yeah.
and the scale. Yeah,
In,
exactly.
in the initial days, I think that's the kind of a motivation you want to hear that sound again and again. And that's
Yes.
what keeps you going. Like, why it's not performing. I want to hear that sound again. So yeah, initial days, I think that's the motivation that keeps you going.
Great, great. So coming to performance marketing and media buying, I really want it to be a very. I mean, I don't think the people who are going to listen to this podcast are so-called very practical marketers, but budding marketers also there. So I wanted to begin with a very base question, like what is performance marketing? What is media buying, and what is the difference between media buying and performance marketing? These two terms are very trending from the last year. So many people are using this term. So many people are rightly using it. So many people are wrongly using it. Everybody is now a performance marketer. People who were doing the Facebook ad experts are now called as performance marketing. So where is the difference and what is it?
Yeah. So I think we all have heard that typical adage that in marketing, when I advertise, half of my budget is wasted. I just don't know what half. Okay. So performance marketing actually, bridges that vulnerability that traditional marketing has. Performance marketing, it gives power to advertisers again. That okay, you decide at what cost you want a particular customer to come on your website. You decide what you want to pay to the platform to get a click. You decide what you want to pay the platform to get a purchase. So basically it's a highly ROI driven activity. You pay something and you expect a return, and it's, I think, the fastest way to validate something is through performance marketing. Every other form of marketing takes some time to understand, validate the market, but performance marketing is like, that's why I like a lot. Like, I'm into speed. So if something is like, I get the real results real fast. I understand, okay, this is working for me, this is not working for me. So a very ROI driven activity, performance marketing. And when I talk about just media buying, performance marketing is a broader term. Okay, like a performance marketer will always also understand the customer persona. He will decide the platforms. He will go into details of each platform. He'll understand the ROI generated. They'll track the results. Media buyer is a little bit more specific. For example, I have all my domain is on Facebook media buying, so I understand that platform. So I call media buyer as like someone who is a very calculative gambler. Okay, he knows that, okay, what all games are played in these casinos. He knows what all bids are going on, and he understands what all I need to bid on, how I need to perform, how on what I need to bid. Okay, what creative, what ad sets, what copies I need to bid to get best results for my client. So media buyer is a very specific term for a particular platform, and performance marketing is a little more broader term who oversees the entire paid acquisition channel for a agency, for an agency or a brand.
Great, great, great. So, one more question. So, what is the difference between paid advertising and performance marketing? Is it same or is there any difference?
It's same, yeah. So performance marketing is something, yeah, it's ROI based. So you pay something and you get out of something. So yeah, performance and paid media is almost the same. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. So that is going to give a lot of people on understanding that yes, this is what the difference between in performance marketing and media buying. So that comes to my next question. How do people become a media buyer or performance marketer? So, for example, someone want to upskill from a Facebook ad expert to be called them as a performance marketer or media buyer, and to start generating revenues of 6 figures or 7 figures, start spending ads. Of course, you need that risk taking update. Very, very important. Second thing is you need guts. It's
Yes.
just like you starting a new business. You are asking your client to spend an amount of
Yes.
more than their comfort zone. So it needs a gut feeling with you and with the client. So what is the transformation looks like?
Yeah. So I think the journey could be always starting to focus on one platform. So for example, you focus on say Facebook ads, and you get some idea about how exactly the paid channel works. You understand the customer funnel, what all you need to pay to get what steps of the funnel, how much you pay to get a click, how much you pay to get like an add to cart, how much you pay to get a purchase. Okay, so mastering one platform is the sure sort way to get into performance marketing. You can't master all the platforms at once, because different platforms work differently. Google has a different bidding model, Facebook has a different bidding model, and there are a lot of other channels. Okay, there's like Quora, there's Twitter, there's like endless DSPs, basically ad platforms available where you can run the ads. But the key is to get started with one platform, understand how the smallest and infinitesimal things are working on that particular platform, and slowly transform into a bit better role where you are understanding other platforms slowly. And then basically when you are like a complete performance marketer, what you do is understand the allocation of spends. Okay, like if you have 10 lakhs of marketing budget, where which platform you should put what percentage of budget, so that the aggregated returns that is your client is getting is maximized. It's the optimal amount, so that you get only after a little bit more on experience, and you track the results, how things are going. So yeah, one platform, starting with one platform and slowly growing into other platforms should be a better way to get into performance marketing.
Great. That's a very important answer, I would say. So, see, when I think the way it's going, the performance marketing, specifically if I'm taking Facebook ads, more than technical, psychological game is more important. And creatives are started being very important metric, because everybody right now run know how to run ads, and
Yes.
that's not becoming like a challenging thing like older times.
Yeah.
And creative is something which hook people into your website first, and only people comes, everything else happens. So
Yes.
do you have a creative picking process, or where do you start? For example, if a new client comes, where do you start your process?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, because a lot of media buyers, because Facebook ads has made a lot of things very easier. But again, with more competition, you have to stand out. So it only happens through proper traditional marketing. You understand the customer psychology, you understand what problems they're facing and how you come as a solution. Okay. Facebook ads only help you to reach out to right people at right time, but what to say in front of that is your creative. So like for example, a process, when I get a new client, I first research about them. Research is like the maximum time I allocate for any new client. Okay, Facebook campaign setup doesn't take a lot of time. The research on how the other brands with the same niche, same type of customers are doing, what they are speaking, what to their customers, what kind of ads are they running, what is the USP of my client, how I can differentiate my client from the same other competitors who are running. Like you start selling skincare products, there are 10 other brands who are selling the same products. What is your USP? So understanding first that what problem the brand is solving, the product is solving, and then looking in the market that what kind of formats are working for the ad creatives, what kind of messaging is resonating the most with the customers who are looking forward to buying. And that's how you start off with experimentation. So once your customer persona, your messaging is sorted, you start running Facebook ads. So the advantage that performance marketing or Facebook ads give you is test, fail, reinvent, again, start. Okay, so that process is very quick. You sort of like if you are a skincare brand, your solution is like you also want to speak to working professional, working women who wants to be confident in front of in the meetings. Okay, but there are also people who want to get rid of acne. You have to test both messaging and see, okay, what kind of messaging is resonating more with the audience and which is driving more sales to you. So like that process of understanding what kind of messaging needs to be tested and testing everything that's possible for your customer's problem is like the way you should be going ahead with any new client. Yeah.
Great, great. So I what I have understood is testing and failing is very important.
It's very important. Yeah, very
Yeah,
important.
so the amount of importance every good marketers give for experimentation is it has to be your go-to motto. Like experiment, fail, experiment again, fail, experiment again, and then you reach to that
More
final.
and more, yeah, the more you experiment, the more learnings you get, the more you understand what made the customer click, what made the customer journey easy. So yeah, there's always testing involved, and that's what makes the account scale.
Yeah. So now my question is not in perspective of a marketer, but as a founder. Okay. Say for example, if I am a founder, D2C founder, and I am coming to you and I'm telling you that I have a budget of 3,000 pay. So how do you inculcate a confidence in me to spend more, or what is the metric you focus on? Of course, for example, if I think you have a margin of 500 and you get one sale of every 250, then it's the easiest way to consider a scaling
Hmm.
business. But apart from that, what is the discussion you have with your client in order to build the confidence and tell them, okay, this is a point we are going to scale and this is the metrics which we are going to focus?
That's again a very interesting question, and I think a lot of people misses on these fundamentals. So the other, like last week only, I was talking to one of the client. He was in sexual wellness for men. Okay, so the first thing that after talking about his product, he asked me like, how much you think we should be spending and how should we expect what kind of metrics. So it's a very interesting thing that first you always need to understand your unit economics of the client's product. Okay, it's very important. If you are yes, say like if you are selling a product at 100 rupees, and first metric you need to understand is gross profit. How much your product is costing to the founder. If the product is costing 20 rupees, then you need to understand what are the other costs that are in the process. Like, he will pay shipping 10 rupees for shipping the product, this much. This is just an example. Definitely the numbers can be a little different scale.
Yeah,
But yeah.
understood.
So after taking all the cost out, we need to discuss with the founder that what is it that you're comfortable to pay to acquire a customer. Because here the most important metric for any client would be how much am I paying to acquire a new customer. So if you're selling a product in 100 rupees, 20 rupees is your cost price, and all other cost includes 40 rupees. Are you willing to pay 20 rupees more to acquire a new customer? Okay, so that's how you decide what kind of ROS you're going to get for the client, what kind of budgeting you need to be setting up, and what is your goal. Okay, if it's possible that if 20 rupees is your acquisition cost that you've finalized, it's possible that you might not get in the beginning, but that is your goal. Am I audible? I think I'm your video froze, Harris.
Yes, you're perfectly right.
Okay, perfect, perfect, cool. So yeah, basically
But
understanding
for me, it's perfectly in sync.
yeah, there might be some connectivity issue. Yeah. Am I audible to other people?
But everything is good. Yeah, everything is good here for me.
I am just seeing the
Yes,
screen. Okay,
yes, audible.
perfect. Okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, understanding of unit economics for the client is the most important element. That's how you make them trust that you're not just promising that, okay, I'll be getting you like 10x, 5x returns. First, you're understanding the business, and that's how you define goals. That I need the cost per acquisition for this customer to be 20. Okay, this founder can pay 20 rupees to acquire a new customer, and that's how I need to decide that, okay, if I'm spending like say 100 rupees, I should be getting 5 new customers. If I'm not getting, what metric is not performing as per this? Is it my CTR are not enough people clicking? So if not enough people are clicking, then maybe there's ad problem. If good people are clicking on the ad, they're getting to the website, but they're not converting, then there's a conversion rate problem. We need to have a better offer on the website. We need to make changes to the website to improve the conversion rate. So that's how, when you make them understand that you are there to help them with the business and be real with what's possible, that's how you gain that confidence in the first call itself. Because if you just promise the numbers that like everybody is doing, then they might not get very confident. Even they might want to work with you for a month, but you won't be able to help them with what you promised.
Yeah. So as I told, as you also mentioned, you need to convey what's your profit margin. There are so many founders who are not ready to convey. They think, okay, if I convey that, then this guy will think, or this agency will start thinking that, oh, I'm taking this many profits, and this is going to be a problem. Unless and then you start sharing, this is my profit margin, and this is where we have to get into. There is no clarity in marketing, and
Right, right.
marketing without a clarity is always a problem.
Yep.
And so, yeah, you mentioned about CTR. So, one, what is it like an average CTR? I know it depends on product to product, average order value and a lot, but what is it like? What is your word on my question? What is it a good CTR? Plus, let's suppose CTR is very low. What do you do there?
Okay. So again, as you said, like, and this is a very ideal answer in marketing. It depends. Okay. So anyone asks a question, it's like, okay, it depends on a lot of factors. But still, like, if I have to give you an average number, I would say anything above 1.5 to 2%, I would consider a good CTR. Okay. Below that, definitely the CTR is the result of the kind of ad you are making. Okay. So your creative, your ad copy relates to better CTR. If your creative is good, if it relates to more people, if it relates to the actual problems of people, your CTR is going to be higher, because more people will be interested in what you're selling, and they'll be want to know, okay, what you're like, your website, and want to make a purchase. So if the CTR is the first metric which is not good, I always focus on the ads. How can I improve in the ad? What is it like? Is it video which is not getting a better CTR? Is it like what elements in the videos are not getting? So even with the video, also with the analytics, it's so easy to understand. For example, my video is not getting a good CTR. I can create custom metrics in Facebook ads to understand the first 3 seconds of video, how many percentage of people are watching that first 3 seconds, how many are watching like after first 15 seconds of the video, how many are watching the complete video. If I see that, okay, a lot of people, like 40% of people are watching the first 3 seconds of video, then I understood, okay, the first 3 seconds are really interesting, people want to watch. But then I see a steep drop in the video percentage, then I see, okay, I'm not able to hold up those interests, that the curiosity that I sparked, I'm not able to hold up, so I need to
People are
make
not seeing the call
yeah,
to action.
exactly. So I need to make change to basically the fourth to 10 second, 12 second of the video, and make that better. If I see that the last part, people are watching the video, they're enjoying, they're engaging with the video, but they are not basically clicking on the ad, then there may be some offer problem, there may be CTA problem. I'm not putting my call to action in a way that people want to go to the website and check out what the product is all about. So if your CTR is not good, definitely focus on creating better ads, creating ad which can relate more to your customers.
Yeah. So, talking about the CTR again, there may be people who don't understand what is CTR. Uh, I'll twist that question a little more in deep. What are the important metrics which we need to focus as a performance marketer? And what is the metrics?
Okay.
Like, so I'm saying CTR is a click-through rate, and what is click-through rate? So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So basically, I would start with so every different kind of business has different metrics that needs to be followed. So just to make things simple, I would focus on e-commerce. The funnel for e-commerce is pretty simple. So someone sees your ad. Okay. So Facebook, when you pay for impressions. Okay. So impression is the amount you pay to get your ad in front of 1,000 people. Okay. So if you're getting like 100 rupees of CPM, that is the 100 rupees you're paying to be in front of 1,000 people. Okay, so that is the first important metric. CPM is important. If your CPM is higher, it says there's a lot of competition in the market. There are a lot of people who are spending more. You always see that during the time of Diwali, during the time of Christmas, during the offer times, your CPMs always rise. The reason for rise of CPM is because lot of competitors, lot of brands are spending a lot of money. So whenever your CPMs are high, you know that you've entered into a highly competitive market. Okay. The second metric definitely is your CTR. After looking at CPM, is it high or low? You understand the competition. CTR tells you more about the kind of ad you have been making. As I conveyed earlier, so click through rate basically is out of 100 people, how many clicks on that ad is like the percentage of people out of 100 clicks on the ad is your click through rate. So if more than two people are clicking, then I'd say that's a good CTR. That's two people are going into a website after checking out of 100 impressions. Okay. So after that, this is the CTR. This click has like, the click has now converted to a website prospect. Now they're on the website. So now also Facebook shows you the kind of metrics, like, how many people are checking out your product. So how many people are viewing your content, how many people are adding the product to the cart, how many people are initiating the checkout, and how many people are making the purchase. So always, I call this a waterfall strategy. It always, like, your CPC, the cost keeps on increasing. If your cost CPC is 5 rupees, then you see your cost per view content will be like, say, 20 rupees. Your cost per add to cart will be like 50 rupees. So out of 100 people, these many people are only adding to cart. So this is how you devise a strategy and see, okay, if you see a steep fall in somewhere, if you see that a lot of people are visiting the website, but your conversion rate is just 0.5 percentage. So you get to know, okay, what metric or what part of the funnel I exactly need to take care of to improve my ROS, overall return on ad spend. So I guess from CPM to CTR to cost per add to cart to cost per purchase is the ideal metrics that you should be following given in an e-commerce funnel.
That's a very detailed answer. I mean, that is definitely gonna help a lot of people. I'm very much sure about that. So, yeah. So you have told about CTR, CPM, then the conversion, attrition, percentage, and things in the website. Now, let's say the next important metric is retargeting, or next important activity is retargeting. So do you have kind of principles which you follow for retargeting, or any creatives where you focus on retargeting? So do you have a strategies which you follow basically?
Definitely, definitely. So retargeting, again, just to let everyone know, retargeting is someone who has previously engaged with any of our content, be it they have been following on Instagram, they've been liking our page, they've viewed our video, or they've visited the website. So it's definitely possible that they've not converted on the first time. So we have to retarget those audience again with a good offer, a good creative. So there's a separate creative strategy for retargeting. So when you are retargeting, they already know about your brand. Now the reason they did not make a purchase might be something different. There might be trust issues, there might be pricing issue. Okay, so my usual strategy for retargeting always goes with an unboxing video. For e-commerce, unboxing video for retargeting always works the best, because unboxing shows what kind of product exactly it is. It shows, like, how it is shipped, the packaging, the entire opening of the box experience that it gives. That works out really well for someone who already knows the brand, who just has like a small trust or small push is needed for, like, the trust element to develop to make a purchase. So unboxing is the type of creative I always use for retargeting campaigns. And the second is offers. So on top of the funnel, you're not giving any offers. Top of the funnel is people who have never heard from us. But if they are in the funnel, they added the product to the cart, but they didn't make a purchase. Definitely, there's a pricing issue. There's a shipping issue. So you need to understand, okay, if I give them, if I go to that particular person, earlier I said the product cost 100 rupees. Now, if I'm going, okay, if you make a purchase today, you get 10% discount. There's a high chance that that person who is interested in the product will make a purchase. Okay, so retargeting works really well with two ways: gaining the trust and giving good offers. Okay, in terms of ad account, this most the creative strategy. What kind of retargeting audiences I usually use to target? The best are, so nowadays Facebook focuses a lot on consolidation of campaigns. So you don't need to retarget 7-day viewers again, 7-day add to cart people again, 180. I consolidate my campaigns with a simple structure. I have a campaign budget optimized CBO campaign, in which there's one ad set which has 365 days social visitors. Social visitors includes your Facebook page followers, Facebook engagers, your Instagram followers, Instagram likers, and all of the people who have watched your videos. And the second ad sets include your website visitors, 180 days website visitor, add to cart, initiate checkouters, everything excluding the purchase. So this is my typical simple retargeting strategy that works out well for almost all of the account. So the creative part has to be taken care of separately, and the account setup part has to be taken care of separately.
Great. Now, this is like a very personal question, but still, this is like a question which most of the marketers would be needing it very relevant. How do you manage all this?
This is
So you need to see, you have told a lot of things. Now, there's some question which people have while watching us. Okay, I need to do this, I need to check this, I need to do research, I need to be here, there. But how will I connect? How will I build a system where I am everywhere, but I'm not burnt out and I'm able to give result?
This is a great question, and I'm still working on this. This is like a never-ending process in managing things, giving best experience to the clients. And most of the clients doesn't know all of things about media buying. They still expect, okay, like if I'm spending 1,000 rupees, I should be getting 10,000 rupees back. So managing their expectation, managing the client is one part of the equation. The all the other requirements, like, you need to launch the ads, you need to optimize the campaigns regularly, you need to give reporting to the clients. So I follow a structure that, okay, for everything there has to be a system. Okay, so every time I onboard the client, I explain to them that, okay, in 7 days, you'll be getting a creative strategy report from me, that, okay, what kind of creatives we need to make. So I follow this system, okay, that, okay, in 7 days, I have to give them good creatives so that they can make the creatives. In third day, I start saying that, okay, I'll be launching your campaigns. I optimize campaigns every three days. You don't need to take a look at Facebook ads dashboard every day for each client. If you've made some changes, be patient on at least for 2 to 3 days before making any changes. So giving, like, making systems for everything in terms of, this is the time I usually manage my ads. This is the time I usually get on calls, because that is very important aspect. So I was getting a little burnt out earlier last year. So I figured out a way that, okay, it's just 2 days in a week, I'll take all the calls. I'll focus all other my time in optimizing the campaigns, making better reports, making creative strategy for the clients. So that will be my other part of the day. So that will be kind of a deep work. And 2 days I'll be on calls, because I know I need to convey what I'm doing to the client as well. So the way you divide and chunk your work in chunks is what makes things manageable. And also your results are, I think, incremental when you keep on focusing on this thing repeatedly.
Great. That's a very great answer. Of course, the one word you said, system, is very important. Without system, you can go here, but you cannot go far.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great. And this is like a last question for myself. Of course, as a media buyer, as a performance marketer, you need a lot of tools. You cannot just sustain alone with Facebook ad library or ads manager. So from running the ads to creative research to getting those data sorted in the way we want and getting those conclusion to reporting,
Hmm.
there will be certain tools which you are using and
Yes.
onboarding the clients and everything. So if you can share some insights on the tools on the entire journey
Yes.
of client onboarding to the reporting, that would be great for our audience.
So yeah, I like to keep things a little simpler in terms of tool. I again want enough tools to make my work easier, but I don't want a lot of tools to make my work a little bit messed up and at all the places. Okay. So I use
Managing tools becomes a
exactly.
task.
That's another task. Yeah, you need a tool to manage a tool. So that's like a, yeah, needless thing. So I think I use extensively the Google Suite. So all of, like, PPTs, so all of my case studies, all of the client calls where I'm onboarding a client, I explain everything, the entire journey of the customer, or any research that I've done, mostly on Google presentations, Google Slides I use. Google Sheets I extensively use for reporting. Okay, that's best. For documenting everything, I use Google Docs. So these are like all the basic. In terms of a little bit more advanced, I think the Google Analytics is your best friend. If you're a performance marketer, Google Analytics gives you almost everything that is happening on your website. Okay. And this Facebook ads dashboard, where you figure out basically what's you're getting in terms of costing. There are a couple of other tools, because the attribution on Facebook ads is not entirely true. So there's a tool called Triple Whale that I refer to most for maximum number of my clients. So Triple Whale is an amazing tool which lets you combine all of the marketing channels, basically your Facebook ads, your Google ads. There are clients who runs a lot of different ads on different platforms. They run on Facebook, they run on Google. They also have influencer marketing. They have organic marketing. They have a lot of things at place. So you can't always manage the entire cost of marketing plus entire return that you got. Okay, because every platform acts differently. So Triple Whale is kind of a great aggregator. It gives you the results. Okay, this much you spent on Facebook, this much you spent on Google, this is the return on ad spend you got on Facebook, this is on Google. So it just blendedly you gives a picture that, okay, we've spent 5 lakhs in all of the platforms combined, and 12 lakhs is the revenue that you've gotten. So this is like 2.5 times you made from your ad campaigns. So I think, yeah, apart from all the basic tools, Triple Whale is very important. And for creative research, I think Facebook ads library is the best. There are a couple of other tools like Ad Creative Banks, Unicorn Ads, which helps you go to the brands which specifically makes amazing advertising, and they let you, like, sort and filter by the type of brand. If you want ads only for jewelry brand, if the client is jewelry brand, you want only reference of jewelry, you go to Unicorn Ads. You click on the filter of jewelry, you get only jewelry brands, world's best jewelry brands. You go on the ads library, you see, okay, what kind of ads they are running. So you don't have to first, create a database for good brands for jewelry. That gives, so all of those sort of work gets easier if you have correct tools at your recourse.
That's great. I think we also use this particular tool called Creative Milkshake. So
Yeah,
more specifically for UGC ads, they have a library of UGC ads, and UGC ads is something which is working crazy, specifically in e-commerce sector.
yes.
So yeah, this is one tool. So what is your advisors? I would not say advisors, but still, what is your go-to word to a budding performance marketer or media buyer in this times?
I think, yeah, be patient, be fearless.
Exactly.
Okay, you
Be
have to.
patient is also applicable for clients.
Oh my God. I wish I can say that to all my clients. It's really difficult. But yeah, be patient with your efforts in marketing, but be also fearless in terms of spending if something is working. You have to be a little bit more bold in terms of the platforms. You have to give them that leeway. Okay, if you're scared, if you're just increasing 10 rupees, 20 rupees budget, you're never going to scale the accounts. You have to be like, see the metrics, take bold decisions, fail faster so you can succeed faster.
That's a very brilliant. I mean, that's one line which even I also love to hear and speak a lot with my team. So that's like 30 minutes of discussion, and I think we need to do this as a series, man. Like for every single word, single metric, you have a lot of things to speak. I have learned a lot of things from you personally, and which I'm gonna apply in my agency from tomorrow. I mean, Adarsh and Emil, and we need to do this, we need to do that. So that's a lot of information. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for accepting. And I hope you will come to Kerala one day. And
Definitely, Harris. Looking forward, and thank you for this honor. Yeah, inviting me to this podcast
I've
has been great.
already invited you. Then don't wait for my invitation. Whenever you are ready, just tell me, Harris, please book my flight tickets. I'm there.
100%, man. 100%. Yeah. I've been really
Great.
inspired by the kind of work you've been doing. I've been following you for a long time. So on LinkedIn, on Instagram, so I see the culture you've built. And I think that kind of culture is required in the agency world because the kind of pressure you already asked me, like, how do you deal with this kind of managing things? So that culture is really important. And I think you have just cracked the code for that correct culture that needs to be inculcated in the agency for everyone to enjoy and sort of give amazing results to the clients.
I'm very much sure that I'm very excited for this podcast when it will like out also. I'm very much sure that people are getting so much of the value, and I'm so happy to begin your be the reason for your. I mean, begin your content journey.
Thanks a
Yeah.
lot. I've been looking forward to this as well.
So thank you so much, Abdul, once
Thanks a
again.
lot,
See
Harris. Yeah,
you. Looking forward.
perfect, perfect, man. Thanks a lot for the
Bye.
session. Bye.